All right, go ahead.
This is called Pink and Yellow. All of my paintings have three names, three-word names, for history's sake. Anyway, it's like fuchsias, but it's not fuchsias. It's my concept of what I saw when I first saw a fuchsia plant. And this right here is Rocks and Waterfalls, three words again. And it's just what I would imagine temples and houses and granaries and storage sheds would look like. This is Mung's 23rd Psalm. This is the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. He was a minister. He died at age 91. He spent 5 years in prison in mainland China for being a minister. He never knew that I was a Buddhist. He wouldn't have taught me calligraphy. This is yin-yang life. And it's all the various elements that go to make the universe, the sky, the earth, the ground, the fire, the darkness, the light, yin and yang. And Buddhas of all different races, and including ones that don't even exist. So, anyway, that explains yin-yang to me. And this is Balconies and Views. And it has all the races of the world in it. These two little boys are playing ball, and this person has just dropped their ball off the edge. And so it's a spring afternoon. This woman is just looking at the boats in the distance. This is wild Afghan tulip. Tulips are from Afghanistan, and this is what they look like when they're wild. I mean, the ones that the Dutch made are beautiful, but these are incredible. Okay? This is Panda in Grove. Now this panda would die in this grove because pandas eat bamboo that are the same size they are. They couldn't even begin to munch on this stuff. But it makes a nicer picture than a whole bunch of little teeny bitty bamboos. This is Locked in Battle. And I was able to create an eagle-like bird face, but I couldn't do it at an angle. So what I did was I just got some clay and I made a three-dimensional one based on this picture, and then I just looked at it from that direction, and that's how I got that. This is Mung's writing table. This is a gift I gave to Mr. Mung. This is him talking about his life. And this is his writing table here. His wife gave it back to me when he died. This is, what in the hell is that? Frogs in Flight. This is Frogs in Flight. And I just wanted to do frogs as I would imagine in different places. And you see splashing in the water and all that kind of stuff. And the kind of brown up here. I like to have subtle changes in color. So, okay. So are we still going? Okay. This is a beautiful plant that grows in the south. Magnolias. This is magnolias in rain. And I had made the magnolias and the limbs, and I didn't know what else to put in the background, but it had to be three words. So I said, magnolias in rain. And so that's why none of the rain is in front of the magnolias and the tree. They're all behind. So let's go in this room. And let's start with this. This is actually glass melted together, different types of glass. And it's one of 4 screens. There was going to be a screen, but I put them on the wall. This is the first one. You see a little bit of the end of the bird. And then over there, you see the bird. And then you see the bamboo, but you see the bamboo over here. And then the final panel is here. These kind of things are lots of fun to do, but kind of expensive. Now let's look at the paintings. Here we have called a spring lagoon. I also did an autumn lagoon, a fall lagoon, and a winter lagoon. But this is a spring lagoon. And those are cabbages growing in the background on the side of the hill. That's fog. That's up where the horizon is. And now this is moon over waterfalls. And I took a map, a globe, I had a globe of the moon, and that's geographically correct for the backside of the moon. So it's like there's a planet on the other side of the moon from us. Okay? I don't think there really is one, but hey. This one, I think is a failure to me because it looks like a decoration for a bed or something. It's very nice decorative, but I was convinced to put blue in the back, and I really wanted to put gold and green and things like that, and ribbons, and I think it would have been so much better. But when you work with somebody, sometimes you have to make changes. So it's pretty for a bed sheet, okay? This is Rose is A. Gertrude Stein, one of my favorite authors, and you should read her books. They're hard to read. She said, rose is a rose is a rose. Rose was a friend of hers. So I said, Rose is A, because it has to be 3. This is trees and vines. And you see the sort of make-believe monkey up in the trees. And there are birds flying way in the distance. It just seemed like a nice place to be visiting. Okay, this is City Sandscape. And you can see the sand garden with a little monk who's tending the garden. And yeah. City Sandscape. Now, you'll notice there's lots of, it took me months to paint the buildings and stuff, right? Then I got to the sky, which was the last thing I did, and it took me about 30 seconds to paint that entire sky with a house paint brush and just a whole bunch of paints, and I just put it in the yellow, and put it in the orange, put it in the red, and I thought it was a good contrast. It strengthened the picture. This is Fish and Fans, and originally I had poetry on it, and it was a stained glass window, but unfortunately it got broken. And then it was a bigger painting which got broken. And so this is a fragment of the original, well, about 80% of what the original was. But, I thought that's the last time I do that. This is stained glass. Let me show you. You can see from the back that it's stained glass, you see. What I did was one autumn morning, I went out in the morning and collected 205 leaves. And then I came home and put them on paper. And so, put them on paper and drew them. And then I made up my own colors, because the leaves here don't have, there are no metal oxides in the soil, so the leaves are uninteresting. I made them very colorful, but they're exactly the size and the shape and the veining and everything that they really are in this neighborhood. So, you want to see one more thing? Because we can always edit. In fact, we will extensively edit. There's Amin Tutank's, the back of his chair, childhood chair. It was made out of just cedar wood, but I made it look real colorful. But that's all the real calligraphy. It says Tutankhamun, and it says Kefaru, which is another one of his names. It was so much fun to do. And I used acid etch to like the face, all that orange in the face, that's one. I just ate away part of it to make the detail of the eyes and the ears and stuff. And so we could go on, but I'm getting exhausted, so I'd like to upload this if you can. If you can't, then we won't, okay? I know you have to hurry.